Maclean, International Recruitment Officer of Cape Breton University. Good morning, Mr. Brett.
Good morning.
It's really nice pleasure to have you here with us today. And this, I think, is an opportunity for all our students who are watching this video to learn something of Cape Breton University. So my first question for you today is, why do you think students should choose Canada?
So I think there's a lot of reasons for students to choose Canada. We have one of the best education systems in the world, but I think also too the wide variety of programs and study options for students is really what makes Canada attractive. Relative to a lot of options out there, which students have, there's not just Canada. I think the quality of education, but also with the tuition price, as well as the different variety of backgrounds that are in Canada, make it quite a welcoming place.
Sure enough. So this takes me to my next question, which is that there's a recent change in the cap, and there's an introduction to the new cap in Canada. Also, there has been anticipated changes coming up. So how do you think this is going to impact the international students?
So Canada is a bit of a victim of its own success. We've had a lot of international students coming to Canada over the last 10 years. And in particular in the last few years, the numbers have reached a very high point. I think what's happened now in Canada is that we're trying to reduce the numbers a little bit to stabilize things for the next couple of years. But Canada is still going to be a very open and welcoming country to international students. There's been recent updates on changes to the spousal work permits. There's been recent changes on what programs students can get a postgrad work permit for. But as far as we understand, that is the end of the changes. Students, I think, can now expect what has happened or what amendments have been made. That is the final bit. For us, we're a publicly funded government university. So a lot of the changes, while they have had some impact, we've been less affected, I think, than maybe some other institutions within Canada.
Alright, so moving on to my third question. So could you tell us about Cape Breton University and why students choose Cape Breton University?
Sure, I would love to. So Cape Breton University is a public university in Atlantic Canada. That's on the far east coast of Canada. And the students that come here, they're roughly going to be studying with 8,000 other students, which I think for Canadian standards is probably on the smaller side. But what's quite unique about Cape Breton University is that there's more than 80 different nationalities studying with us. So when students from Sri Lanka come to study with us, there will absolutely be other students coming from Sri Lanka. From Colombo, from Galle, from Matara, from Kandy. But they're also going to be studying with students from South Asia, from Africa, from Latin America, as well as students from Europe. We do have a wide variety of programs, both at the undergraduate and postgraduate level. So if your students are coming directly from high school, or if they already have a bachelor's degree, there is something I think for us to offer.
Sure. Now this takes to my next question, which is what are some flagship programs that your university provides?
So we have a wide variety of programs at Cape Breton University. A lot of the students that are coming to Sri Lanka are coming from the postgrad programs, but we do get students coming for bachelor's programs. Students for the bachelor programs, they're usually looking at our 3-year hospitality and tourism management program. This has been really unique, I think, for Sri Lankans, given you guys have a wonderful tourism industry here as well. Students that are taking this program enjoy that it's 3 years instead of 4, but also because there's 2 paid internships that students must take. Because this is required, we do help students find the job. But for students that are interested in engineering, applied engineering tech, for students that are looking to study public health, the arts and social sciences, business, or even the pure sciences, we have all of these options, and a lot of them do come with a co-op. But for those students that already have a bachelor's degree, we also have some very unique post-baccalaureate diplomas as well. These post-baccalaureate diplomas are quite unique because while students do need to have a bachelor's degree, they're done over 2 years, the first 3 semesters in class, the final semester is either going to be an internship or a research program. And of course, students, when they do take these programs, they do want to know that there's some kind of outcome after they graduate. So the focus for Cape Breton University on these post-baccalaureate programs is finding the right fit for what students want. So for example, some of our flagship postgrad programs would be post-baccalaureate and business analytics. A lot of the students that take this program are coming from a computer science background, maybe a finance, and they're getting jobs certainly with larger companies within Canada like IBM, who have their headquarters in Nova Scotia. They're working for companies like Walmart, planning their logistics. But we also have programs in occupational health and safety, we have programs in supply chain management, and we even have an advanced standing option for students that maybe have studied medicine or pharmacy in public health.
So another question that all students usually ask us is, what are the support services that are offered by Cape Breton University?
No, of course, that's a great question. Obviously, international students, I think they have a bit more unique needs than, say, Canadian students. So when students arrive, from the get-go, we're going to pick them up at the airport. We're going to help them find an apartment either on campus or off campus. But we also have support services for them on getting their CV ready if they want to find a part-time job. You are allowed to work part-time in Canada as an international student if you go to a public university. And we know that a lot of students might not be quite familiar with what's expected when getting a part-time job. So we don't guarantee jobs, but we do say that a lot of our students do work while they're there. We want to manage their expectations. When you arrive in Canada, when you come to Cape Breton University, we have an employment services department that's going to help them get their CV ready. And we even have support services so that students know how to give a proper interview. On top of that, we also have 4 registered immigration consultants that if students have questions about extending a work permit, getting their post-grad work permit, or even applying for permanent residence, our international office can help with all of that free of charge.
Okay, so this brings me to my last and final question for you. Is there new updates about Cape Breton University that you would like to share with us today?
Of course, there's always updates that I want to share. So Cape Breton University has been very fortunate. We have been approved to be the next medical school in Canada. So in September 2025, Cape Breton University will be opening up its new medical campus. The medical seats are going to be for permanent residents and Canadian students only. But what comes that is a lot of new infrastructure around a new health clinic for students, updated laboratories for public health and engineering, but also new programs outside of medicine are going to be master's programs. We know that a lot of Sri Lankan students want to come with their spouse. Unfortunately, the post-baccalaureate diplomas don't support those students that want to come with a spouse, but our Master's in Business Administration does. If students currently want to study a master's with us at Cape Breton University, we do have an MBA in Community Economic Development, but we also have 3 new master's programs that are going to be coming out in the next 12 to 18 months. So please, keep your ears open. We will have some new announcements coming up soon about our new master's programs.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Brett. I hope this was an informative session for you as well. So if you are interested in studying Cape Breton University, then contact us today.